I may be making one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in beekeeping.
We can help it.
I'm going to open this hive up because so many of you left comments about, I felt like you wanted me to open up and look at some frames down lower. We're going to do that today. And why does it sound so crazy? It's because it's only 1 week away from winter. And it's only right now 51 degrees. It's about 10 degrees cooler than you should be opening a hive up. We're taking our chances. Now you may be wondering, why are these bees foraging when there's nothing out there and it's so cold outside 1 week from winter? It's because I gave them something to forage on. I put a little sugar water out here, and this is causing them to come out here and slurp it up. This would be a good time to check on the winter bee kind again. Only after a couple of days from my last video, so we'll get to see how it's doing today. Now, the reason it's crazy to do an inspection like this time of the year is several reasons. Number one, you don't ever want to damage any brood. Ooh, boy, look at that. They have consumed all of this winter bee kind. I need a new one. It's gone. Wow, that's just been in 2 days they've consumed that. That is amazing. Another reason why you don't want to inspect in the winter or close to winter is because you can damage your queen. It's not so much about losing heat out of the hive for me as it is killing the queen, because the hive really isn't clustered at this temperature at 55. So that means that I don't have to worry too much about bees clustered. They're moving around, they're flying, as you can see. So what we're going to do now is take a look at these frames up in the super. I know you guys wanted to see them, didn't you? It's like, oh, we were kind of wanting you to pull out some frames. What's so crazy about this? This super was mostly filled with honey. I'm not so sure it is anymore. We're going to be kind of looking it over to see what kind of resources the bees have with honey. Oh, well, look at that. They do have some stored honey. Well, that's good to see. Very good. I don't see any brood. So let's go ahead and look at some more frames. Let's use a little smoke and see what kind of resources. This will tell us a lot, actually. So now we'll be able to know, do they eat their honey first before they eat a winter bee kind? Or do they eat this whole super first and then go up to the winter bee kind? I love this hive tool. It has a really neat way of the J-hook concept, some notches. Look at that, some notches that are built into it. Right here on that edge right there. Anyway, let's take a look at this one. Yeah, look at that. It still is mostly a frame of honey that hasn't been touched by the bees yet on both sides. Look at that. So now we can keep sliding things over to take a look instead of having to necessarily pull one out each time. But let's go ahead and look at this one. Yep. Wow, look at that. Solid frame of honey again. So the bees have just gone ahead and dodged their honey super and gone for the winter bee kind. They decided to eat that instead. So all of these frames are the same. Now let's just check for brood. We don't want to necessarily hurt any brood, so let's make sure there's no brood in this honey super toward the middle of this super. So we're going to look at this one right here. Nope, look at that. Just another frame of honey on both sides. So this hive has not consumed any of their own resources, which is a concept that I love because winter's not even here yet. We're still a week and 1 day away from winter. And so if they haven't even touched this 50 pounds of honey up here, that's a good sign. But we're going to take this off and get down to the brood nest area now. Let's get some smoke in there between the super and the brood area. Ooh, those bees are roaring up. Let's see if we can take this off without breaking my back. Yep, it's heavy. Let's set it out here in the sun for now. There's what we wanted to know. What does it look like down inside this brood box, right? That's what all of you wanted to know. You were like, come on, David, show us inside the brood box. I mean, after all, that's what I want to know. What goes on in the brood nest area? Now, is all of this honey or is there's some brood? I am going to pull some brood out if I see it just for 1 second. 55 degrees, sunny outside. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Look at that. This frame here is falling apart because the propolis is so hard that it's sticking. In the summertime when you work bees, the propolis kind of gives because it's very, very warm, but now it's not. So we can easily pull a frame apart. How many people have ever told you that? That's another reason you don't want to inspect hives in really cold weather. You're going to destroy, you're going to bust your frames. And so you got to be real careful. I'm trying to loosen up these connection points on this frame, because I could tell as soon as I started to pull this up, the traditional way right here, I guess the modern way, it's not coming. Only the top bar is coming out. So, ooh, that's going to be tough now. Let's try a different one. Let's try this one here, see if it happens to be better. Oh yeah, that one's easier. Okay, well let's get one going. We'll work with that other one later. Yep. You always want to keep your eyes on things like that. When you're working a hive, start pulling a frame up. Make sure the frame, the whole frames, these sidebars are coming up too. Don't just assume because the top bar is coming up that the whole frame's coming up, because it may not. That's what I saw over here. Don't you love those little pointers that I give you guys? You're like, wow, David, I never thought about that. Watch the sidebars. Yeah, what I mean by that is this is a top bar. So if you start to pull it up, it can pull away from these sidebars right here. And you don't want that to happen. Did I smoke that? I don't think so, did I? Oh, we got lucky there. A frame of honey, and boy, look at the small hive beetles that are overwintering quite nicely. Darn, I hate that. I thought this hive didn't have many, but there they are going through the winter with this hive. So we got a frame of honey, second one from the wall. Let's take a look at this one. All right, let's try to get this frame here to loosen up. All right. Yeah, this is quite a challenge, but the bees are behaving nicely. Now this is interesting. Look at that. This is a frame that has nectar in it. It's just a beautiful frame of bees. Wow. Let's smoke them. Let's take a look at this frame. I think you're going to be pretty excited what we find over here as we get closer to the middle. Going to see some brood, I bet. Hey guys, I'm going to be speaking in a few weeks at the North American Honeybee Expo, Louisville, Kentucky. Looking forward to it. Man, my talk is on Saturday, and I hope you guys can make it on Saturday. Look at that one. Oh, let me hold it to the light here. Pardon the camera shadow, but this is all very young brood all through here. Do you see that? Different stages of brood. I even see eggs and very young larvae. So even though we've had some very cold weather, I hope you can see that, the bees are actually raising brood. That's a technique of mine that I love to do, is have the bees raise brood all winter long. This would be a frame to check for the queen on, actually, but I don't see her. But how can you find her in a clump of bees? They clump up like that when they're colder because they're doing their job of keeping the larvae a little bit warmer since it's out here. But there's no wind today at all. And it's sunny as heck. We're going to take a look at a few more frames. Stay with me. This is a lot of fun. Going to be live streaming on Thursday night. Hope you guys can join me for that. If you're watching this video the same day that I publish it, I'm going to be live streaming and talking to you guys, answering questions. But my talk is about all of the new gadgets and gizmos that are coming out. Are beekeepers really falling for all this new stuff that's coming out that may be kind of not necessary? Look at that. Now, when you want to look at what is down on those into the cells, the back of the cells, we have to move bees around with our finger. Remember, I'm doing this in December. I think it's December the 13th. It is, yeah. Oh, look at that brood. Is that crazy? Do you see that brood down there? Larvae of different stages. Let me know if you see the queen. Sometimes I don't see her as well as you do because you're in your living room on a couch with your glasses on and you can see better than me. I'm behind a veil out in the field. And we don't have to see the queen. I see eggs. Oh, queen alert. There she is with a red dot on her. Beautiful. Wow, isn't that crazy? And she's just laying eggs like middle of spring. Okay, so here's the winter bee kind that they've been working on. You can see it's mostly finished. And so what we need to do now is get these bees back into the hive. The easiest way to do it is just give them a gentle tap. Okay, that's pretty good, pretty good. A couple of pieces of candy came loose, so let's go ahead and just discard that. They don't need that. We're going to give them some new stuff. They probably don't want to give it up. I wouldn't either. All right, that's good. Go away, little bees. Stay in your house. Come on, help me out here. Isn't that terrible not even want to hurt one little bee? Like, I don't even want to hurt a bee. I got it. All right. All right, so now, all right, so now we're ready to put on this winter bee kind, a brand new one. Here we go. And in no time, they will start munching down on this one. Thank you so much, guys, for sending things to our P.O. box. And always nice to hear from different viewers. Sometimes you send us things that you're doing, or sometimes you send us gifts. I appreciate that. Here's a box from Don Sherman. So let's take a look at what Don has sent today. Oh, look at this. Wow. Oh, one thing I'm going to have to keep secret, and that is it's an envelope to Sherry. So I'm going to send that. I'm going to give that to Sherry. I'm not going to open that up and look at that. But here's a letter from Don, some stuff he's doing. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, good. He's showing me some pictures of some mats that he's buying off of Facebook Marketplace, I think. And so there's some mats that he can put down under his beehives. So he said something like, maybe you don't have to mow so close. So that's interesting. I'll have to read through that. Yep, some other ideas he has for me there. Nice little note from Don. Appreciate it, Don. Please accept the enclosed, can't say it, to show my appreciation for the videos you have posted. Both of you are setting us up for success in the springs. Oh, that's very nice of you. David speaks of always having a pocket knife handy. Not sure if you have one, but here is one if you don't. So there must be a pocket knife in here. Aha, here it is. Well, thanks, Don. A real nice little pocket knife. And this would fit in a pocket nicely. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, multi-tool. Got a corkscrew, probably got a pair of scissors, all that, almost like a utility knife. So that's handy. Thank you, Don. And he says he's given me some flashlights. Look at that. Yeah, I like these flashlights. He said in his letter that sometimes you have to look up in the cell to see if there's a larvae up in a queen cup. And he says these help. And also, look at that. Some little coffee, what do you call these, coasters, things that go around a coffee cup or something, or a nice cold one. And it says cocktail hour at the coop. Wow, Don, you're the best. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Gonna go take Sherry her envelope and see what's in there. Thank you very much. That's so kind. Hey, I want to thank you for thinking of Sherry. You know, I'm the guy that's out front all the time and you guys see me all the time, but Sherry's kind of keeping me going behind the scenes and doesn't get much credit for it. Well, she gets credit for it. So thanks, Don. That was nice of you to recognize Sherry and Send her a little something for Christmas. Thank you. If you guys do want to send something to us, you can send it to David Burns, P.O. Box 254, Catlin, Illinois 61817. And we do appreciate it. Let me encourage you to watch a video I just made, and it's really going to help you guys in the month of December. December tips. I'll see you guys over there.